name's Tony. You're watching Faith and Coffee Bean. If you're watching this, you're watching a live video. So if you watch it later on, if you hear doggies bark and children or a wife, say, "Hey, Tony," you know why. Hey guys, I like to go live and talk about coffee, and I'm telling you, I probably try to do this 2 or 3 times a week. Today is an epic showdown, y'all. Epic showdown for sure. So what I'm doing today, just so everyone knows, is this is a recommendation I got from one of my subscribers. So if you haven't already, I'm going to ask you right now to go ahead and subscribe, y'all. If you're a coffee geek like me, you're in the right spot. You found your tribe. You're in a good location. Y'all, this is a safe spot. If you have too many grinders for coffee than you can think of, if you have a spouse that says, "Why do you need another grinder?" Y'all are in good company. There's just no other way to say it. Y'all, this is my coffee corner. So in my day job, I actually run an insurance company. I'm a department head. I run an insurance company. But when I was in college, I got the coffee bug, and I loved being a barista. And I actually was a seminary student long time ago. I was a pastor, and when I worked at a Christian coffee house. It just opened up my eyes. It just gave me this huge, just new world of coffee that I just love. I've always been into coffee, but y'all kind of just made me really just get into it even more. Now, the reason why I'm telling you all this is for about 20 years, I didn't pull the trigger. I had my mocha pot, which I really love. I love doing mocha pot. I have about 2 or 3 mocha pots surrounding me right now. I have my AeroPress. I have other stuff. But I was like, oh man, I can't afford a really big Italian espresso machine. What am I going to do? And y'all, forever, I just didn't do anything. And then a year ago, my wife came to me and she was like, "Honey, what are you doing? If you love coffee, just go buy a machine." And I went on Facebook Marketplace and I bought that puppy right there. That's an ECP DeLonghi. It's a boiler system. It's one of the most dependable, most highly sold coffee machines ever. I got 40 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. And that kind of just sparked, like, oh my goodness, I can make really good espresso at home at a really good cost because there's so many things that are affordable now. So y'all, here's the thing. Today I'm going to be talking about 2 grinders that have been blowing my socks off. I'm telling you that right now. So this is the Shandor. I'm trying to remember how you say their name exactly. uh, Shardor. Um, they're awesome, y'all. And I have some other big news too. But so they have made this grinder, and right now on Amazon, it's sitting at $139. So for about 130 bucks, you can get a flat burr 64 burr conical, not conical, this would be a flat burr grinder. Y'all, that's insane. This is the same type of burr set that you're going to find in a DF64. You're going to find in some of the fellow machines and all that. I can actually go ahead and take my little custom blower, add it on there, and open this thing up, which I'm not going to do just this very moment, and pull out that burr set. You can see it right there. Isn't that awesome? So I'm telling y'all, the fact that you're getting all that grinder for that type of money is cuckoo, like just crazy. A DF64 right now, Gen 2, I think an Espresso outlet, which is a great company, by the way. Theirs goes for $3.99, I want to say. Yeah, $3.99. It's about 400 bucks. So 400 bones for like a great grinder. You know what? I'm going to tell you, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, I would have said that was incredible. I don't know how they're doing it. So the fact that you're getting for 100 and around 30 bucks a grinder like that for this, that's crazy. Y'all, my mind is blown. Hey, what's going up, Andrew? So that's the thing, y'all. I'm just blown away. This grinder has been performing really well. In all disclosure, I paid my money on this. This was my hard-earned money. Occasionally, I do have brands that reach out to me And that's where I'm going to go to my next grinder I want to talk to you about. So the next grinder I have is the Tuni, okay? And then I have the Tuni E2, which is an amazing 58 millimeter dual heating system machine that I'm going to be using today to brew everything on, to pull my shots. But the Tuni G1 is running right now on Amazon for $129 with a $20 coupon. Y'all, so for $109, you're getting a 40 mil Conical Burr designed for espresso. I've went ahead and upgraded this by putting bellows up top, okay? This geometry on the top is the same geometry as a Baratza. So the Encore Baratza, it's about the same thing. The geometry for this, this is a Minion bellows that I have on here. And again, these are not the stock. You don't get bellows with them stock. So, well, this one you do, okay. The Shardor, you do get bellows. And I have that one right here. I can show you. But anyway, Tuni sent this out to me. No, they're not paying me. I'm not some paid sponsor. I'm not some big YouTuber. I'm just somebody's 40-something dad, insurance guy who has too much coffee gear in his home office. You know, so yeah, this isn't like some paid YouTube promotion, any of that stuff. But I do have affiliate links. They sent this out to me for review. They sent this out to me for review. I would have gladly paid my hard-earned money for both of these, especially the E2. I don't gush crazy about stuff every now and then, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, this is a gusher. This unit is killer. I really dig it. I had a subscriber reach out to me the other day, and he said his unit in the group, up here in the group head, I'm not going to pull the camera, but if you look here, let me show you all something. I got my shot mirror so you can kind of see it. There was some type of leak in his back portion here, and Tuni actually is going to send it out to him. Now, what I kind of have been thinking about doing, I've been watching a lot of Hans videos. I'm actually thinking about replacing the shower head right here with another one. I don't know if that's not an official thing from them, but I'm just saying, one thing I'm going to say with anything, you're never going to find a company, especially at these price points, that they're going to be perfect. And I'm just going to tell you that right now. And I don't say that to scare anybody, but I do say that because I also have had a couple folks who reached out to me about this 64 millimeter beast of a grinder. And they've had some QC issues with having to recalibrate the grinder. So I'm going to say that right now, when you kind of get stuff at a budget, you also got to think about, do I need to modify it? Do I need to, you know, is it tried and true? And I know that sounds weird, but I do think that's something as a coffee person, got to remember when you're getting something at a budget price, sometimes there might be a little bit like this blower. It's not that I didn't like the blower that was included. I'm going to show you what it was with the one that was included. It was right here. But I don't like this big hopper because I like the single dose. And this is a great big hopper. If you want to fill this with beans and you have a one bean that is your go-to bean, you know, that is awesome. But I like single dosing. And this is a good hopper, but it just, you know, a coffee guy's got to do what a coffee guy's got to do, if you get what I'm saying. You know? Anyway, y'all. So today's video is a throwdown challenge, okay? So this was a suggestion I got from one of my subscribers. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see when I go live and everything. Your support is why I do this. They had suggested doing a throwdown challenge between the G1 and the Shardor 64 because these are budget grinders. These are the budget kings right now, y'all. Like, there's a lot of budget grinders out there, but these two are the ones that I really liking. I do have a Hybrid G5, which is crazy good too. So I honorable mention there. But the G5, because of the price point, that's something to think about. We're going to be doing the light roast throwdown challenge right now. So I'm going to be doing the same dosage with the same basket everything. We're going to go to try them out. I'm going to go ahead and get my refractometer. We're going to try it on the refractometer, and see how that is. So we're going to see the actual testing it out. Now, this is also kind of in a weird way, conical burrs versus flat burrs. That's the other weird part about it. Now, I have never done two shots back to back with the two types of grinders. Me personally, here in my little coffee corner. So I'm really excited to see what the taste difference is. So I'm going to be brewing up today a very value friendly roast. This is a single origin. This is by Amazon Fresh. I've always say this. I am a coffee nerd. I'm not a coffee snob because I can't afford to be. Y'all, I tend to operate on a budget for everything I do. There's just no other way to say it. I'm a really frugal person by nature. And I don't know if you're like me, but I watch all the YouTube videos. I am a huge fan. A big shout out to Tom at Tom's Coffee Corner. If you have not subscribed to his channel, please do. Do yourself a favor. He's one of my absolute favorites. Tom is an engineer, so sometimes he'll do these really cool breakdowns where he's the one who really got me back into coffee. He did this cool breakdown of the DeLonghi ECP, just showing the inner workings of it and all that. And I'm telling you all, I'm all about that. I dig it. I'm not an engineer, but I love it when engineers kind of do that work for me so I can learn from them. And I'm telling you, I learn a lot from Tom. Tom's Coffee Corner, Han has the most amazing live streams. Hey, how's it going, Crystal? He does these amazing live streams that are truly epic. He is the chef master, in my opinion. So he just does some amazing stuff. So today we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing 18 grams. I'm going to be using one of my favorite MHW baskets, just my lucky charm. It's a precision basket. I do have an IMS basket, but it's 20 grams. I'm trying to, cut it to be more of a regular. Most people do about 18. The most common thing is a double dose with 18. So that's what we're going to do today. I am going to start off with the Tuni. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Tuni. Ooh, so close. 18. Keeps going back and forth. Sometimes you got to even out the bed of beans. There you go. 18 exactly. So we're going to start off with the Tuni. Then we're going to move over to the 64 Conical. Hey, Bubba, how's it going? You guys, I really love doing these lives. This is my favorite thing. If you guys have questions, you can always ask. Even if I don't know the answer, I've said this before, I'm going to find it for you. Or I'll research it and get it back to you later. That type of thing. Because the truth is, I'm going to learn from you. You're going to learn from me. Okay. So let me kind of show you the difference between the two really quick. So I'm trying to think if I have a burst that I could pull out really easy. Let me see here. So this is a Conical Burr. This is by a company called Mavo. And okay, yeah, I did it. I did it too fast even. So I'm going to go ahead and just show this to you really quick. So and this is the first time I'm pulling this one out. This is a brand new grinder that I just got from them. So here is Conical Burr. Let's see here. Oh, bummer. Is it not coming out on me? I thought it would. Yes, it did it. Oh, man. I read these were really easy to take apart. So this is a Conical Burr. Wow, that was so easy. And this is the first time I'm actually taking it apart. So Conical Burr, think about it as pyramid, kind of a rounded pyramid. When it goes in, and this is the most common grinder is the conical. Like there's just no other way to say it. It does great particle distribution. It's just a different type of kind of thought processes of doing the actual grinding. Wow, that's crazy. So easy. Yeah, look at that. This is a really cool grinder too, by the way. This grinder, you can get it as low as 60. It goes all the way to 80 depending on how you do it. But I love the Movo, or the Mavo, excuse me. I have their Pro grinder. Let me set, I just don't want to lose my parts here, guys. So let me just set this stuff aside. Wow, it was so easy to get into it. I rarely open these up and do that. I tend to use air, compressed air, to blow out a lot of my stuff. So, interesting. Oh, let me set this over here. Again, you gotta love live videos, guys. I just don't want to lose anything. Okay. But I did have to show you the difference. And maybe afterwards I'll pull out the flat brew so you guys can see that. But let's go ahead. Getting ahead of myself a bit. I'm going to go ahead and get these beans nice and ground. Do about 3 little squirts of water here, the RDT. Always make sure we do that. So what I was kind of saying before I just got sidetracked in myself. So the Conical Burr in here sits right up top. It's right in the middle. You put your beans in the hopper. It's going to spin it around. The way that you do it is you adjust the collar just the same way as you would with a flat. But the kind of the difference, just to kind of tell you, between these two grinders, just for your own knowledge, is the level of where you could kind of precisely put your grind at. There's a big difference. So with this one, I believe it's 48. What's the setting right here? 45. So there's 45 different settings you could get it at. Now, it's really hard to say one for one what's going to be comparable. So really the best way to do it is just make sure you're in the espresso range. And I'm going to kind of go somewhere in the middle because I do want to go ahead and do the same with the other grinder so that we could see a really fair comparison. But just to be honest, guys, I might have to do some dialing in. So, and that's okay. So right here with this particular grinder, I'm going to go ahead and put this. An 8 tends to be kind of middle of the road. 12 is the higher end for espresso. I'm going to put this one. And then the other thing I was going to point out is this one tends to be a little bit harder to move it back once it's all in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one right about a 7. So we're going to do it right about a 7. Let's go ahead and get our beans in there. Okay, make sure everything's in there. Okay, so we got our beans in there. Yeah, I dig this one because it does have a little cleaning tool right from the get-go. Okay. Let's do our grind. Using the included catch cup. I love that this grinder feels really sturdy. There's just no other way to say it. It's a metal on the outside construction, even though this is the white one. It is all metal. The collar up here is plastic. This is plastic. Obviously, the bellows are rubberized and stuff. Okay. This does have anti-static built into it. It's not ion, but there's like a mesh, basically. So there is anti-static. There's anti-static in the other one as well. But I believe the other one is an ion generator. So that's pretty cool if you think about it. Double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's like an ion generator. Okay. Giving this a little bit of a shake, just to give it a shake here. Okay. And going to be using my Movana portafilter, MH Bomber basket. Got my 18 grams. Going to do some WDT. I'm excited to try this. All right, y'all. Man, it smells really good. I have actually ordered this coffee before. So this is a Rwanda, like I said, single origin from Amazon Fresh. Y'all, this is not fancy pants. This is single origin, but this is not fancy pants. This is like a $6 or $7 bag of coffee. But I did want to go ahead and do light. I tend to go medium for most of my coffees. So a lot of fresh coffees I get tend to be medium. to dark roast. Okay, doing some distribution with a norm core gravity distributor. I have some new tampers coming my way too, so that's pretty exciting. Okay. Nice. Looks really clean. Okay. Do our puck screen right up top. And let's just clean this up a tiny bit. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. This is going to be the first pull of the day. Okay. Actually, that's a pretty good angle. I'm going to shoot for about 40. Oh, let me reset the timer. Okay. Coming out a little fast. Interesting. I might have to pull this again, y'all. Good crema, though. I could see some crema. That's not bad. It's coming up pretty fast, though. Watch it now. A little too fast for me. Right at 42. That sounds fair enough. So I might pull that one again. But right there, we're looking about... That was a little fast, in my opinion. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's just give this a taste. Okay. Not bad. Good crema. Definitely not bad. Let's put this on the meter here. It's a refractometer. And like I said, that was about a 7. But of course, here's the thing, y'all. It all depends on the beans you're using, how they've been roasted, their density, not only just the roast level. I mean, this is light, but let's be honest. It's Amazon Fresh, so it's more commodity style beans. 9.55, that's not bad. Wow, so that's way better than I was expecting. 9.55. All right, definitely better than I was expecting. All right, let's give it a taste. That's what matters. Cheers. Pretty good. Oh my goodness. This is way better than the last time I had it. Wow. Really nice clarity. Bright, but not acidic-y. That's the best way to put it. A lot of clarity. Wow, that's really tasty. Ooh, man, that is really delicious. It's like a light milk chocolate with a little nutty. Like, it's good. Dang, wow. Dang, Amazon, throw down. For $7? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Last time I got this, I did a lot of AeroPress with it, and I did some pour overs, and they were delicious, but that was way better than what I thought. All right, y'all. Should I go ahead and do another pull on this one? I feel like that wasn't doing it justice. Let's do one more, because I wanna do this a little more justice, just a tiny bit. And again, the whole point of this is I'm trying to throw light roasted, hard to grind coffee at this thing, and they just killed it like a beast. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. Let me make sure I got everything nice and clear. I did. Good retention. See, there's barely anything that came out. Wow. I'm blown away, guys. Blown away. Okay. So let's go ahead. And I'm throwing out a little bit, almost, it's not chaff, but it's like broken up beans. And this is the difference between a single roaster or a specialty roaster. I'm going to show you something right now, just so you guys can kind of tell the difference. These are Honduras Good as Gold. I'm going to grab them out. I want you to see something here. So I go in, I grab beans. I don't have broken up beans. These are beautiful beans. Gorgeous. Smell delicious. Okay? And this isn't a put down, so, please don't take this as a put down. But this is the difference, just to kind of show you the difference between commodity and like a specialty roaster. So this is definitely I love I don't dislike the Amazon stuff. I've actually been way pleasantly surprised. So I'm gonna put my hand in. I'm gonna reach in and grab some beans. These are light roast. There's not a lot, but there are some broken up beans. I can see. I don't want to drop these, but I could see one right over there, a broken up bean, and that's kind of more of like indicative of like your store bought grocery store commodity coffee. And the truth is, when I get my coffee really cheap from Amazon, it is commodity coffee, and there isn't anything necessarily wrong with that. But that's just to be expected. That's the difference between going with your local roaster or going with a specialty roaster on Amazon. I'm a firm believer in you got to support your local roasters, and you got to support your specialty roasters that are like on Amazon. Those guys are local too. People like Good as Gold, that's a family-run business. I think they've been doing it since, what, 69 or something? It's on the package. But yeah, y'all, I mean, there's a big difference. There's a big difference, okay? And I'm willing to pay more. So Good as Gold, that Honduras, I spent like 15 bucks on. I spent $7 on this. Is this delicious coffee? Yeah, it's delicious coffee. Am I going to probably use this more for milk-based drinks and pour-overs? Let my 17-year-old have it? Probably. Don't tell him. Don't tell him I said that. But yeah, I mean, that's going to be the case. Dad's going to get the more expensive stuff for himself. Because that's my gift to myself for working hard. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to grind this even finer. So we're at a 7. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you. And again, this is kind of the difference. We're going to take this down to about a 4. I don't want to go too far. There's not a big difference between 4 and 0. I've gone past 4, and I have choked this machine. Not with these beans, but other beans. So it is definitely possible. Would I say this unit could do Turkish? I'm going to say probably not, but it's going to get very close. So I do think that with this particular unit, you're not going to have a lot of issues. The one thing I did notice is I did fill this hopper up, the big hopper with my son, because we were thinking about putting this into our kitchen and kind of letting him use this as his primary until we got a new machine. Just did a new video on a new all-in-one. Got to see it. But when we filled it up, I noticed it was really hard to change the collar because of the pressure of the beans. So that's something to think about. So let's go ahead. We've got it down now to about a 4. Now it's a pretty big setting difference. But you can see I have it at 8-second pull or 8-second grind, and it's working it like a champ. Not having any issues. It's not breaking down. It's not stopping. Still really consistent. Just blowing it through here. Sure got everything out. Dig it. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead. Give us a tiny shake. I'm going to rinse and repeat, so to speak. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's clear the portafilter. Going to use the exact same everything. Okay. Came out super clean. Let me show this to y'all. Diagnose your pucks. Be a puck diagnoser. That will teach you everything about what you're doing. Okay. All right, just cleaning this up a little bit. Nice and hot. Good thing I haven't had any coffee today. I was waiting for this video because I had a feeling I was going to be drinking a lot of coffee. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get our collar on. WT. Oops. There we go. Had a little bit of overspray in the last one. I always kind of think about those folks in Amazon. I aspire to be an Amazon coffee pooler. I watch these videos. These folks that pull these amazing shots of espresso, and I'm like, yeah, that's not how my espresso looks. I got some overspray every now and then. That's why I like doing these lives with y'all, because this is how it's going to be for you. And I don't know. I always try to be real. Okay. That's my goal. I really appreciate a lot of the warm comments I've got about some of the reviews I've done lately. It really means a lot to me when you guys leave comments. I definitely appreciate that. So I got my distribution. There we go. Nice and pretty. I really like the way this coffee looks. Okay. Again, part 2, Tuni E2. I'm going to use the exact same cup. And we'll switch cups in the next one. And I had another subscriber, Mike, really awesome coffee gentleman, who roasts his own coffee. Mike, if you see this later, appreciate you, man. He was telling me about his scale kind of changing a bit. And as you can see what I'm doing, guys, sometimes these small scales, the feet get into the grooves, and that could kind of throw it off a bit. So just make sure it's on an even setting. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the pull. This is at a 4, pre-infusion. I'm actually surprised how fast the pre-infusion's coming out. It's slowing up a bit. Definitely more crema, but it's still going pretty fast. Oh, crap. Let's pull it off. Okay, so definitely did not catch it in time. It's not bad, but this is something to think about, like the Tuni. I love this Tuni, but it doesn't have the 3-way solenoid valve. And honestly, for its size, I would actually trade not having that. Here's, in my opinion, the pluses and downsides with 3-way solenoid. The 3-way solenoid valve is awesome for cleanup and all that good stuff. But I also do like pulling more like a spro over setup. And when you do that, the 3-way solenoid will come in and like stop it at some point. Unless you're going into a machine with pure manual mode, which a lot of those all-in-ones that have that, they don't have that setting. So it is something to think about. Sometimes I prefer not having it, even though it makes more of a mess, because I like pushing through my pool. All right. So this is about 44. It's a little bit more liquid. Let's give this a quick test and a taste. Going to the 4 didn't make too big of a difference. Like I said, time-wise, I could keep going more and more, but I'm going to go to the flat system so you can see the difference, because that's the point of this video. 8.98. The last one was actually a little bit higher. So let me show y'all. 8.98. It's really because of the amount of water I let through. That was me. That was a little bit user error. So I'll take that one as a mulligan. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this a taste. Cheers. Delicious. Actually very similar to the last one. Oh my gosh. If you would have told me those were identical, I'd believe you. I'm going to leave this up here on the warmer anyway, because as we do this, I kind of want to taste both of them side by side. Okay, so Shardor. And y'all, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to show you something, and this is really the first time I'm talking about this. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I'm still trying to find the particulars. But those of you who like to watch my channel, I'm going to do my first giveaway. In here is a Shardor grinder. Shardor? This is the grinder that I was using for about 4 months. One of my most popular videos is this grinder. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. It's brand new, never opened. They went ahead, the company sent this out to me. It was actually a review video. I mean, for review, but I've already made a video that was a lot of you have watched. It has almost 5,000 views on it. So I let them know if they wanted to send it to me, I was going to give it as a giveaway. So stay tuned for that, okay? Especially if you want to, the grinder, I have the grinder right here. This is my old one. Let me show you really quick. Not to get off a topic, but I have the grinder right here below me, and it's right here. So this grinder, it's going to be this grinder, but it's going to be brand new in the box, never opened. And, you know, I let them know, hey guys, if you want to send me another one, I've already done this other video for y'all. I'm going to do it as a giveaway. So I've never done a giveaway on my channel before, but it is a 40 mil Conical Burr grinder. And I'm going to tell you something that, how do I say this? Most of these companies that work at a budget level tend to use the same geometry as other companies. The outside might look a little bit different and might have better things. Like this one, anti-static for the Tuni is way better. There is anti-static built into this, but it's not the same. And I do like this build a little bit more than the other grinder. But the other grinder, I'm going to tell you, I used that for 4 months straight. I loved it, and I use it as my daily driver. So I'm very confident. It's one of the best budget grinders out there. And it's made by this company here, Shardor. So whoever needs it, we're going to do a giveaway for it. And I might include some other extra stuff that I recently got for some companies. So going back to this, let's get some beans. Let's pull this up. Cool thing about the Shardor. Okay, again, we're going to do light roast. We're going to do the exact same coffee, exact same everything. You have 100 different settings. There's a lot you can do. Your espresso range is between, you know, like 20 and 1. My sweet spot that I've been finding for espresso has been doing about 8 to 9. Go ahead and put it over here. But I'm going to go just a little bit finer. We're going to go to about an 8. Good solid 8. So that's what we're going to be working with. Flat burr system. I love this thing. The chute comes out. So if you want to do easy cleanup, you can. Okay. Conical burrs are in here. Flat burrs are in here. So they're basically discs that go ahead and rub up against each other. When we're done, I'll go ahead and pull out the burr set so y'all could see them. Okay. So that's something really cool. Like I said, those are the same burrs that you're going to, burr geometry that you're going to find in something like a DS64. Now, I have it on pretty good authority, and I'm not going to say who said this to me, but I have it on pretty good authority that the actual burrs themselves look very similar to a very popular grinder. And I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to talk any smack on anything. But the geometry and the actual burrs themselves are modeled after a very popular, probably the most popular grinder burr set. So, can you upgrade the burrs? Yes, you can. Can you put SPB burrs in? Sure. You definitely can. And will I? I might. I was thinking about buying some used ones. That was kind of Han's suggestion. He made on one of his videos. But, or I might go with another version, like maybe some different coatings and all that stuff. I already told my wife I'm tempted to buy another one of these so I could have one for, you know, my espresso versus pour over. But the wife, married 18 years, y'all, she kind of already like said, what are you talking about? You have so many grinders now. She's not wrong. I could set this one for pour over and it'd be fine. Or I could use one of my mini. Dude, I need some more hand grinders, right? Yeah, I could do that. So, I mean, I get what she's saying. I'm not going to argue with my wife. Happy wife, happy life. Happy partner, happy life. You know, that's what it's all about, right? That's the key to being married as long as I have. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all. So I got my 18 grams here. But the point is, could you? Yes, you definitely could. You could, for that price point that this is at, you can buy two. You could have them side by side. I believe my good friend, Mr. Capote, Obnell, has, I think he has two niche on his channel. His channel is really awesome, guys. Go check out his channel as well. I really love it. He does this really cool stuff where he'll show you every process on how he makes it, and does these really amazing videos. And I don't know, every time I watch it, I feel like calm. So it's another gentleman that has just an amazing YouTube channel. All right. So big shout out to him. Hope you watch this later, buddy. Okay, so I'm going to be using a catch cup for this one because I did it for that one. We have it, again, about an 8 is what I have it at. And let's just show you this. So cool thing is you have 2 different grind settings timer-wise. So that's all this means. So if you wanted to have one that was 8 seconds, you wanted to do a pour-over setting time-wise, versus an espresso setting, sure. I tend to do 30 because sometimes I'll slow feed it, and I like having that extra room to make sure I hit it with the bellows. So let's go ahead. Let's get this thing going. Okay. Nice. See how quick that thing is? This thing is so quick. Love it. There we go. Got everything out. Super powder. Okay, so my experience so far with this machine has been phenomenal. I've had some folks reach out to me saying they've had to calibrate theirs and they would recommend calibrating it. Han has a great calibration video. There's tons of good calibration videos. James Hoffman and Lance, of course, have great calibration videos. There's lots of information on how to calibrate. So if you need to calibrate this thing, do it. There's not anything wrong with doing that. I think that's actually a really good thing. I'm going to tell you my experience. I don't think I've had to do it, but I will tell you another thing. I think a little birdie kind of told me. I do think that when this grinder first came out versus now, there is some QC things that they're doing a little differently. I don't know exactly what they are, but I've heard a lot of folks who got that first version where they had to really make sure that they were calibrating it. I've heard that someone say that their model numbers, and the model number I got was a little bit different than the first one. It might have changed, and that there could have been some revisions. So cool thing is, if you're buying it now, you should be good to go. I have not had any issues. I had a very trusted YouTuber reach out to me, a lot bigger than I am, and let me know that he got one of these grinders, and he's loving it, having a really great experience. So again, this is why I said this earlier. Anytime you have these budget grinders, gotta remember there might be some finessing, there might be some extra love, you might have to clear them out. But I'm gonna tell you something. My unit, I've actually had really good retention. I'll pop the top here afterwards. I'll show you all that. And I have had really great particle distribution and just a lot of really all around good experiences. So I always get bummed out when someone says they purchased something that I've recommended and they've had an issue. I'm just a small YouTuber. I'm not the manufacturer. But I am going to say my experience has been pretty awesome with this thing. I'm blown away. Okay? Like, there's just no other way to say it. For under $40, $140, you're getting what you're getting. That's crazy. The classic grinder that's in, oh my gosh, it's phenomenal. All right, y'all. So I'm going ahead and doing some WT. And we'll do some distribution. Okay, cool. All righty. I've been loving this. Lack of better words. I wish I had some fancier words to describe it, because I'm digging it. Okay. My son has been stoked to have a 58mm machine. Now he's wanting me to buy him all the tools. We got that new machine, got it in the kitchen. He's been using it a lot. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead. Let me grab another cup. Thankfully, I always have a lot of cups in the waiting. Okay. Cool. A little off because of the cup size. All right, cool. Good pre-infusion, very similar to the last one. Again, these are light roast, but you know, I don't know the age of these beans. There's a use by date, but if you could see, this is going a lot slower and looks way better. Like this is what I was expecting, and it's not a diss on this grinder. I like the G1. I think G1's a good choice. Man, this is just making it like butter. Super fast. Good results. I love the flow rate. The flow rate's perfect. Let's go ahead and stop it here real soon. Okay, cool. We're stopping it right at 42.5. All right. Get this bad boy here. Okay. So, yeah, I'm excited. Let's get the spoon out. Man, I am just dropping everything today. Thankfully, I always have multiple spoons. Look at that crema. Doesn't that look nice? Okay. Let's get this on the meter here. I have a good feeling, y'all. That looked really good. Okay. Oops. Testing. Oh, 10.78. That's what I thought it would be. Right about where I thought it would be. Let me show y'all. 10.78. Look at that. Look at that. That is what I am talking about. Espresso range is basically, 8 to 12. 10.78 is good, in my opinion. Let's give this thing a taste. Wow. Yeah, I made good work of that. Oh, that is delicious. Very delicious. This reminds me more of that taste you get from a pour over when it's been just good clarity. You've used a filter. You just it's a good melt taste. It's almost like it's like a juice. You know what I'm talking about when you drink an espresso or coffee, and it's like you're drinking nectar. It's like a juice. Okay. Now this has been sitting here for a while. This is the Conical. This has a thicker mouthfeel. Still really tasty. Still really good. But definitely has a thicker mouthfeel. It's been sitting there longer. I did have it on the heater, and this does get hot up here. A lot of these things that say they have a heating top don't really get hot. This one does. Because it has two heaters. Or two, heat systems. Is that bad? No. It is not bad. Taste this. But is this really good? Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, they're both really good. At the end of the day, you're not going to make a bad decision with either one of those grinders. I'm going to open this up so y'all can see this. I haven't done this live before, so forgive me if there's any weird mess ups. Let me definitely make sure it's off, which I'm doing right now. So easy to take it off. This is just like a DF64. So basically, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? No, this one's different. I'm thinking about it backwards. Nope, I was right. So basically what you're doing is you unwind the collar. It's very much like a DF64. So unwind the collar. You can hear it. That just popped in a good way. Let me show you right here. Super easy. I know with the DF64 there's springs and stuff. You kind of got to look out for. Turn that off. Here is your upper set. Again, there's not springs, but your upper set's right here. What I do like about this is that there is this notch, what kind of tells you, where to go, put it back in. And then let me just set this aside. That's the upper set. And I want to show you all inside. So this is what I'm talking about. The retention is not bad. Is it perfect? No. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not perfect. Do I think this is bad? No, I don't. Totally do not. Really easy to open it up. Get your blower, blow things around. I mean, it's super, super cool. Just think about with this, if you were to swap out that burr set, how easy that would be. Like, there's just no other way to say it. Super easy, I mean, you really can't get easier than this. I keep, like, thinking, when's the shoe going to drop on this thing? So here's the upper burr set. Again, match it up. Where's it at? Oh, because I'm doing it backwards. Yeah, that would help. See? So easy, someone like me can do it. So, it sits right there, perfectly fine. And then basically you just put the collar back on and wind it on down. Y'all, this is a cool grinder. Like, there's just no other way to say it. Like I said, any grinder, any equipment like this where you're getting at that type of price level, if you're expecting perfect, as a consumer, we all want perfect, but sometimes you do have to finick around with this. So the reason why I'm saying is maybe 6 months down the road, I'm going to need to calibrate this. A month down the road, I might need to calibrate it. I'm okay with that. But I've been really happy. So definitely could recommend both of these. I think they're both really good. This is at $109 price-wise. Oh my gosh. Can't beat that for what it is. That's a great grinder. So definitely a really great grinder. I'm going to say something, and I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. This channel is called Faith and Coffee Bean. I've showed this before. I used to be a pastor years and years ago. I'm not anymore, but I used to be. And I do kind of believe in kidsmen. I do believe in certain things happening for reasons. But I'm going to say something right now. I wasted a lot of years not doing cool coffee stuff because I thought I needed an expensive grinder, expensive coffee machine. I needed the best of the best. And the truth is, I feel like it was wasted years. And when my wife said to me, hey, dude, just buy yourself something, I think it was like, oh, my gosh, you're right. And I'm telling you, ever since I've been doing this, I've just really enjoyed it. It's a great hobby to get into with wonderful people, and there's a lot of cool things you can learn. I just do not wait like I did. Just jump in, get something cool, get something you enjoy. If it's kind of like for a long time, I thought, oh, I really need to save up to have this certain grinder. But the fact that these grinders are at this price point now, it's okay. Just grab one. Grab one. Use it for a while. Use it for 4 or 5 months like I did with my other Shardor. I used it. I enjoyed it. Now I'm at the 0 point cool. And that was it. See how easy that was, guys? I went ahead and just put that right back on. That's my biggest advice I can give anybody. Don't wait. Just jump in. Just jump into coffee. The more you practice pulling your shots, the better you'll get. The more that you do something, the better it is. It's better to get something and use it for a while and get a lot of use out of it. Think about it like that, than having to wait for the most high-end thing. I think sometimes there's a lot of FOMO out there, and there's also kind of keeping up with the Joneses. And sometimes it's better just to get something and use it and just enjoy your time with it. Anyway, y'all, maybe that's too philosophical or high thinking for it, but that's how I think anyway. You guys, I really appreciate hanging out with me. I cannot do this without your support. The best way you could support my channel is a couple of different ways, okay? Number one, subscribe. Look at the notifications. If you have questions, put them in the comments below. Y'all, it means the world to me to hear from you. I literally chuckle at times. I'm sitting there at night and I'm answering someone's comment and my wife's like, what are you laughing at? Well, they had a question and I had the same question. If you're thinking it, I will probably be thinking it too. So I really appreciate that. You could always go to all my affiliate links. In full transparency, it's going to help me buy more beans. That's what it goes for. I like buying coffee. So helps me get equipment and all that stuff. It also helps support the folks that send me machines for reviews. My wife has an Amazon storefront, and we partner together with that. But she also has a YouTube channel, and she does a lot of home decor and stuff. So it's really cool because these brands will reach out to me sometimes because of that. So we can only do that with your support. So I really appreciate it. A portion of that always goes back to us, but you never pay more. And then also, guys, follow me on Instagram. If you want to DM me, say hello. Had a lot of you do that recently. I'm one of these guys, if it's talking coffee, in my day job, I run an insurance company. Talk a lot of shop, and I think about a lot of things. Coffee's my outlet to get away from all that. So please bother me. I like talking about coffee. Follow me on Instagram. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a lovely week. It's Monday. It's the start of a new week. I'm super stoked for what is around your possibilities and what my possibilities are. Go make some great coffee. These are both good choices. If I had to choose one, and it was a desert island, I would take that one. But they're both really, really good. I like them. If they weren't, I would tell you. But yeah, y'all have a good one. Thanks so much for watching.